Greetings, programs, and welcome to ArcNeo Reviews, where today things get a little bit hashtag epic. So, today, a little bonus video. Did you notice uploading on Saturday? What I don't normally do. But I got this guy, and he deserves attention. Nay, he commands attention right now. Feast your eyes upon Transformers Prime Predaking. And if there was ever a Transformer that deserved to have King in his name, it is definitely this guy. I fully admit, I did not get to see the actual Beast Hunters season of Transformers Prime. That was actually right as I went to college, so I did sadly lose access to the Hub channel, if anyone remembers that. So that passed me by completely, but I have seen this. This movie is insanely awesome. Watch it if you haven't, and especially if you're a fan of G1 and the old G1 movie, watch this one again, because there are so many little winks and nods and just little sly references to the original in this. It'll make it that much better of a movie, on top of what's already a good movie, you know, in its own right. So get that out of the way. As you can see, Predaking here in his alt mode is an insanely massive, very hard for me to even get a hold of dragon. The wings are adjustable. They've got ratchets right here as well as right there. So a lot of range on those. Then you can also fold them down at this section right here. So, you know, a lot of things you can do with the wings. He does also have these little missile launchers. These are separate pieces, but there's a port for them right there on the underside of the wing. And to me, that is still the best place to put them. Though, you can also put them right here on its forearm if you want to. Let's see if I can do this without shooting the missile off. Clearly more for robot mode, and they do shoot like you'd expect. Big as they are, I'm actually impressed that they can shoot that far, because these things look like maces, just straight up. I might actually see if I can get one of my older figures to hold this guy as a mace weapon. But so we'll go ahead, we'll get those out of the way. And his wings are removable, so I'm going to do that. They just pop over these long grooved cylinders. So, go ahead, get these out of the way. And this guy is also from the era of, you know, your big figures coming with, you know, battery gimmicks and stuff. So, after you take the wings off, if you undo that screw, the top of both of these cylinders come off, and you actually put a AA under each wing. So that's where it stores those batteries. No sound on this guy, thankfully, but if you pull this little lever down right here on his neck, head comes down, lights up, makes all kinds of glare on the camera, and looks absolutely awesome. So, you can either have him standing proud and, you know, just being a total king about it, or just have him up in someone's face, most likely just breathing fire and destroying them. Because of the gimmick, obviously you don't get any head pose ability, so he is always kind of doing this Mufasa on Pride Rock stance otherwise, which I'm totally good with. No real posability in the back legs other than wiggling them back and forth, or, you know, moving them out like that. As is kind of tradition with most beast modes, this is kind of a look at it mode. You can position the little shoulder spikes however you want. And the front arms do have, you know, full range, really good ratchets all over the place, and a swivel right there. And the feet are attached by ball joints, as well as you can close them up if you want. So, not the most posable guy in the world, but he really doesn't need to be. Because this is kind of one of those figures, you get it as a statement. So, transforming this guy is incredibly easy, actually. I did honestly think about skipping it in reviewing this guy, but I figure I might as well show it. So first thing you're going to do is come back here, pull this panel up, and then rip out the tail, which is just on a little peg right there, 5mm, goes in the little hole right there. And the thing to note, when you're putting this thing back in, you're going to want to naturally put it in lined up like that. But no, you need to put it in at an angle like this. So, you're going to do that. You're going to come back here, pull the leg out. When I can finally get the camera to focus, pull the leg out on this joint right here. It works easier if you pull the leg outwards as well. And then this little notch will plug into there as you close it. So get it about halfway, straighten out the knee, and then bring it in the rest of the way. Make sure the future knee spike is out of the way. And that'll clip in there. It doesn't make a very loud click, but it does actually lock in really tight. So, same thing over here. Unpeg it from the thigh, flip up the knee spike, straighten out the knee, lock it in, stand him up, go ahead and just bring the shoulders down. I like to put the knee spikes out, you know, all the way at this point. Readjust because he just got taller. Then you're just going to want to take the hands, or, you know, the front legs, close them up, turn them sideways, now it's a hand. And it works. I'm not going to complain. Then to finish it off, go ahead back here, grab this head, the dragon head, pull it down, and it'll sort of lock into place down there. It's not going anywhere, let's put it that way. Then just go ahead and turn his head around. And you have Predaking in his robot mode. And again, he is awesome. He's just awesome in like the proper historical use of the word. So, really quick here, I'm going to go ahead and get his wings back on him. So, you can obviously display him with the wings on or off, your choice. I prefer wings on just because he's a dragon, as well as he's got really good heels on his feet. So he does not actually have trouble holding these up. And of course, if you want them, you keep them spread out and everything. Put him in his full wingspan. Do whatever you want. I'm going to throw up some size comparisons here. As big as this guy is, there is no way I'm going to be able to do size comparisons live. But, really quick here, go ahead. You can, obviously, take his missiles, drop them on the table. But you can go ahead, plug those in on his forearms. Give him wrist rockets if you want. Posability is basically unchanged, except for the fact now these legs actually do things, but front legs / arms, exactly the same. You just closed the foot and turned it sideways and called it a hand. As for the leg posability, the little side skirts here that move out of the way, does the full splits. Leg does not go back at all, really. You can push this out of the way, but it doesn't get you, like, but one click before it's just in the way again. But it does go forward really far. Better if you keep the knee spike out of the way, which I'm not good at doing. A little under 90-degree bend at the knee because of the joint where they, you know, the leg itself transforms. And then, while I can't see in there to tell you what kind of joint it is, he does have, you know, an ankle tilt and a little bit of back and forth, so pretty sure it's a ball joint hiding in there. I can't see, so I can't give you a proper, you know, 100% what it is, but either way, this guy looks fantastic. So in this mode, you'll notice there's a little yellow crystal, you know, thing on his shoulder. That is so you can do his light gimmick in robot mode. And this is actually its own separate thing. As I recall, each battery runs a different light set. I'm not sure, but I remember reading that somewhere. Haven't messed with testing it. Either way, it looks incredible. And I have to give it props that, you know, even in my very harsh overhead lighting, it still shows up no problem. So go ahead, stick his missile launchers back on his wings, just because. And then go ahead, and the tail, once you unlock, take it off, actually becomes his sword. So just go ahead, put that into the port right there on his hand. And now he's got his insanely, stupidly large sword. That, to be honest, the ball joints in his wrist don't like holding up very well. I'm sure I could just, you know, some kind of polish or something, tighten them up a little. I'm not going to bother, though. At the end of the day, this thing's really heavy. This is a lot of plastic. But you can get him to put it on his shoulder, which is nice. So, there you have Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Predaking. And I cannot say enough awesome about this figure. Yes, transformation-wise, he's simple, but it works. It works really well. So I don't need it to be complicated. It works. And he looks awesome in either mode. No, you don't have a lot of posability in the Dragon mode. You don't normally have a lot of posability in Beast modes to begin with. That's nothing new. Either way, he's awesome. He looks great. Definitely worth picking up if you get a chance. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.